Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Start of a new week and we have got a blinding map, one that I kind of encouraged, having seen the last map from this particular creator that had some incredible gorges and canyons within it. So I said, why don't you do a map which is all canyons and gorges? And they went, I'm already on it. So you can kind of blame me if you don't like it. It's also an example of one of those maps that doesn't necessarily score massively highly despite being absolutely beautiful. A bit like this show, really. That's right, hitting the like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day, so thank you for your support. Today's map is Bob's Crack and Josephine's Expanse featuring Murray's Knob by Wellington 6012. You've been waiting for me to say that out loud, haven't you? I know you have been. There's your start square. You can say there's no water there. Don't worry, everything is in hand. It's all organised. The terrain heights look like this. Lots of flat area and some big gouges in it, which you'd expect for a canyon map. And then your resources are camo and usable if your planning required, possibly. Okay, off to the workshop. There are a few things to subscribe to, network extensions 2 being one of them. No DLC required. We'll be using the realistic 1.4.5 European theme and the realistic 1.2 LUT. There is a one-click collection. I do highly recommend reading all of the description, although a lot of it isn't essential, but it is useful information. And also, here's your one-click collection. It's all been subscribed to, even though there's all green buttons there. It's definitely worth reading for the background information about Robert Edwin Peary Sr. and Jacob Earl Murray and how the area was so named. Very funny. Very funny indeed. Yes, just when you think Bob's Crack and Josephine's Expanse are just funny names, there is a background to them. Although I'm pretty sure Josephine's Expanse wasn't the actual given name, but it's still brilliant. It's still very, very funny. Okay, highways on this map running down the canyons are very cleverly handled. We're talking about Wellington 6012 here, who is very creative, comes up with some great concepts and performs them very well indeed. There's very hardly anything wrong on this map in terms of detailing, which means that there's something wrong on this map in terms of detailing, because if there's very hardly anything, there is something. Yes, I found something. Yes, result for BonBon. Loving it though. Look, I do like finding something that's wrong. Doesn't mean I want a map to have an error. It just comes like a bit of a result if I find something. It gets me through the day. A little win for BonBon. Loving the little stream that goes underneath all of these roads and the detailing. We're not even really going to look too much at the stream detailing. It's just excellent, of course. And then we have this, which is climbing up the side of the canyon using switchbacks supported, and it's just really well done indeed. Even here, I mean, camera work on this map is so tricky because we've got so many hills, steepness of the hills. Trying to keep the camera steady is so hard, but I thought that would clip through onto the highway and it didn't. It's all very nicely done. Then up here we've got a reverse loop like that. That's very nicely done as well. Adds to the aesthetics as well. It's not overdone, it's just done enough. And we've got a proper loop around there using the terrain. And then we're climbing up here to what you're going to say, the start square, BonBon. We've made it to the start square. No. When we do get there, this is not the start square. Over that fake tunnel. More about fake tunnels later in the show. I'm promising you we'll have a proper look at fake tunnels. Coming up to Josephine's Expanse at the top, which is very bleak and barren by comparison, by design. Okay, it would have been very easy for Wellington to add lots of detailing up there as well, but it really does make these valleys seem even more lush and green by having the Expanse at the top completely barren. I like that. I also like the thoughts that Josephine was completely barren. Oh, sorry, Josephine, not tonight. What have we got here? We've got a perfect bridge. I think might be slightly offline at this at the other end. I didn't stop and look, but yeah. Oops, sorry. I should go back and have a look, but it's too late. I've recorded it now. Then we have an intersection, and the intersection here is it's lovely. Again, we've got elevated, interesting use of the pillars with the elevation. If we come under here and have a look at the rail, look how tight that is. That is great work there. Don't worry about that. That is just glitching because we're so close. We change the angle and it covers back up. So anyway, excellent work there as well. Just so much excellent work. This is all fine-tooth work. It is so good. You would not believe it. And then we'll furrow along this way and towards. Look like a tunnel there. Look at that. Ooh, hello. Hello. Now you thought that last little bit of switchbacks was complex and tight and wonderful. Look at this. Look at this. First of all, we've got twin layer highways. Trying to show you, but the camera won't hold in place because of the hills. Darn it. But yes, twin level highways. With this elevated roundabout with a gouged side into the supporting walls. That is excellent. And then we zigzagging up the side of this scary old drive. That would be scary old drive until we get up here to the start square. Yeah, no, that's not the start square either. I'm having fun showing you all these potential start locations, but neither of those are the start square. Then the actual start square is not actually suitable for today's asset of the day. I know we normally go to the start square for the asset of the day, but the asset of the day needs water and the start square doesn't have water. But don't worry, everything is in hand. Everything's working. We come down here, we have the traffic emerging from that tunnel there, which is fine. And down a little bit further down there. Yeah, you enjoying your little trip down Bob's Crack? I bet some of you are. You know who you are. You naughty people. Down through the foliage. I do like a nice bush, me. And off towards next little elevated section here. A little bit of a bridge going across here. And if you look very carefully, you might notice on the water's edge something we need to have a closer look at. And it's the Nizhny Novgorod river port. Hurrah! I think I might have even got it close to pronounced right. Pronounced. I'm from the north now, apparently. But it's by AliTarGz, and this is a great asset. And I love it's clearly a Russian-inspired asset, and I love the way that the Russians have built this to look just like a ship. It's like a riverboat. So nice. Factoids because factoids. Thomas Cook, the travel agent, was the first travel agency, it's in the sentence here, to offer packaged continental holidays. I'm not sure if that is just related to the United Kingdom. I'm assuming so. So if you're in the United Kingdom, a particularly useful factoid for you if anybody ever asks you which was the first British travel agent to offer continental holidays packaged. But maybe it's worldwide. I have no clue. The book doesn't tell me anything about that. Anyway, what a lovely asset. Great work by AliTarGz there. This Nizhny Novgorod river port. Today's asset of the day. It looks great. Looks really, really nice. Back to the highways. And now we're heading down towards the start square. I promise you, we are now heading towards the start square. We got tiered highways again with the supporting wall on the side there. Great use of the pillars. It's just so aesthetically pleasing and complex. Loving the complexity of it. Coming around here, this is just not easy. This is not easy work. You try and recreate this. Go on, I challenge you. Do a better Bob's Crack than this, and I'll be impressed. I'll be very impressed. Anyway, we'll be going up there in a minute, but we'll do that actually after the intermission. The start square is off this way, but there is something over that way I want to have a little look at specifically. And but we'll go this way first. We might as well follow the plan and the routine. Now you may notice that it is quite a journey up to the start square, what with all this zigzagging and hill climbing that's required to get up here. So once you start building a city, you might have to wait a little bit of a while for the traffic to get to you. but it will get to you. It's all connected, there's nothing broken, and that there is the start square, which, as we say, doesn't actually include any running water, but don't worry, he's got it covered. Okay, let's have a look at the rail. There is a rail line that actually runs down the canyon, which I was going to take a look at, but there's so much other stuff to cover. This would have made it a half-hour show, so we're just going to take a little look at the easy bit, the bit that goes across the top of the Expanse with bridges, and it's just slick and tidy. There is a little bit of cleverness to follow, which I think you'll all appreciate. It is very simplistically done, but it works perfectly. Skip across here, and then we've got another little bridge right here. Let's skip across that, and then change of elevation here with a loop around, back on itself, and then heads off towards the fog. But yeah, if you want to have a look at the rail that runs down the canyon, you know what to do. Subscribe to the map and have a little explore yourself. I'm sure Wellington would love you to subscribe to his map and have a little look down his canyon. Isn't that right, Wellington? What's your name, Bob?
Do your cul-de-sacs look like this? Do you want them to look like this? Then you need the Beginner's Guide to the Perfect Cul-de-sacs by BonBonB. Click the information button now.
And so to the shipping routes. Now you would expect this to be no shipping routes, but if we come down and have a look in this canyon, you will notice that there is a shipping route that dead ends by this little flat area, which is nice, laid out nicely for the harbour. You may notice a bit of a tunnel going on there as well, and we will have a look at that, one of the few hidden little secrets of the map. There will be more hidden secrets in the map that we don't look at, but hey, I'm not going to explore everything for you. I'm just giving you enough of a teaser that makes you know that you want to take it on. Water flow is strong in these parts. Good strong water flow right the way through, even though it's not essential because we won't be using it immediately, but you can access it, which is good. So the map as a whole, lots of flat barren areas at the top of these plateaus, which look great. Lots of foliage in the canyons, which looks amazing. The rock work in the canyons is amazing also. Let's have a little look at this underground tunnel, see where it leads. So it comes from this harbour area here. Then we've got the underground spiral, which is just so much fun. And that is actually the start square there. So if you want actually access to a harbour from the start square, you can do it. Well, it's more, I think it's just outside the start square, but it's maybe one tile away. It's very, very close. Just switch the fog off so we can have a look around the outside of the map with the fog off. You may notice we've got hidden down here. The rail goes off and actually emerges, right outside out of mind down there. Nobody's going to mind that. Nobody is going to mind that. That's what the fog is for. You know, I leave the fog on because it does enable you to hide things, well, in the distance, and that's what it's there for. What more have we got going on down here? Loads of things. That's not the river I want to look at. It's this one. We've got a little stream up here on the Josephine's Expanse, and it's very tidily there. The great thing with the European 1.4.5 theme is this gravel effect is really lovely. It's just got a real gritty feel to it. I like that. Then we have this little very thin controlled waterfall. And we had a waterfall map the other day, and that one, I like these waterfalls better. They just look a lot more controlled. This leads down to one of these fake tunnels. I promised you fake tunnels in the first half. You see, they don't actually go through. That's because it's not possible. It's impossible unless you really are cheating and doing some real proper trickery. But for now, I like the way these work. And then we lead down to another fake tunnel there that nips under the rail and drops the water out into the river itself. Now, if we were to switch the water, where are we? We're looking for the water spawn points on and off, so we can have a look at that. You'll see how these work. So yeah, you've got a water spawn point just before the tunnel, which sort of like lowers the water level, and then one at the other side which spews out water, and it just looks like it's traveling through. It's very cleverly done. It's a nice little technique, and we don't see enough of it. Right, what more have we got to look at? I did say we were going to have a look at this potential start location past the start square here. You may, if you look really closely, there's a little bit of stress on the road texture, but we'll ignore that. It's just a minor dark line, it's fine. A bigger problem, I think, is the trees. Okay, they're only used as light density coverage on these hills, and they're in the right location. I'd like to see changes of density, like a little bit more maybe coverage here and maybe lighter coverage a little bit further up. Because if you look here, all the density of all the trees on the hills is just even. And I'd like to see just a bit of variation, just to sort of like emphasize where it should be a little bit deeper anyway. Now right here on the edge of the map, we have got your water source and all the spare pillars. If you need any spare pillars, we've got you covered. It could be deleted, it's fine. But yeah, that's where the water is being sourced from. You will need the 81 tile mod, otherwise that windmill will not work. You don't need to unlock all the tiles. You just need to have the mod active, and that windmill will start spinning and producing water down these pipes. And these pipes lead very handily down into the start square, which is over here. There you go. Into the middle of the roundabout, where you're going to start building your city. And that will do you fine until you can get down to the main river. It might even do you fine full stop. It just depends on how much stress you're going to put onto your water. Now, that was that. Also, I've got to show you, this is it. This is what we're looking for now. So we've got a little bit of road stress on that intersection somewhere, if I remember rightly. But it's fine. I can overlook that one. It's this tunnel. This is where the big error is, okay? Now, if you look here in this side, you've got to really be pedantic for this. It just drops off a little bit going into the tunnel. But this side isn't really the problem. It's the other side. Oh, can you see it? The tunnel entrance is hovering. Ah, oh, you're blowing it, Wellington. Absolutely blowing it. You'll see there again the tunnel. I think the whole thing's been moved since the tunnel was put down. And you've got to basically grab hold of the node in there, or grab hold of the node out here and elevate it slightly, just to even out the tunnel a little bit. And then if we take that, oh, didn't mean to move it in, I meant to lower it. And there you go, somewhere about there is a little bit better. So that's a little bit cleaner. Oh, it's 2 tunnel entrances. Sorry, quicker way to do that. I'm just going to I know there's a line key, but it's just quicker for me to drop it using the page down. It's not going to stay there anyway. Anyway, what do you think of this map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Well, only you can decide. What do I think? Well, I think it's got to be. And it's a perfect example of why a map doesn't necessarily get 5/5/5 when it's a 5-star map. Because I would probably vote this 5 stars on your poll. But aesthetically, I think it's only worth 4 because there's a little bit more work that can be done, especially with the trees on those hills. Don't need more trees, just different densities. Detailing, not bad. There's a little bit of road stress in one location, and we've got an elevated tunnel. We've got 2 little things that I can moan about. Going to give it a very high 4 stars. It's as close to 5 as you're going to get. Gameplay potential, it's all there, it's all in place. I think the traffic might be a bit of an issue, but honestly, 4 stars. It's just a gut instinct about this map. I think there'll be traffic. It's amazing though. Bob's Crack and Josephine's Expanse and Murray's Knob featuring by Wellington 6012. Just a gut instinct. There might be traffic issues. Doesn't mean that I don't think it's one of the best maps I've seen this year. I love it. Absolutely love it. I'm voting 5 stars on the poll. Up to you what you vote. You know, it's completely your call. Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. Old map on the screen right now. And of course, tonight, join me tonight for a little bit of Flowscape. New creation. Can't wait to show it off. Right, that's it. I've been BonBonB. You've been very, very welcome, and I'll see you very, very soon.